Well, good afternoon. Welcome to Some Old Man Outdoors. Today's April 8th. That would have been my dad's birthday. So every year I try to go fishing for a little while. And whether we catch anything or not really doesn't matter, but I hope we do. Fishing at a local lake. Dad would have been 100 years old this year. And on April 30th will mark the 51st anniversary of his passing. So this tradition has been going on for a while now. Wish me luck. Got kind of a makeshift setup here to hold the poles, but I think it'll work all right. I believe I'm only allowed to use 2 poles when bank fishing, so that's what I'm going to use, just in case I'm wrong. Don't want to be over. For convenience today, I'm using some chicken. Never fished with chicken before. I see people do well with it on some lakes, and other lakes, not at all. So it'll be determined whether this lake is one of the ones that likes chicken for bait. And I'll try it more than once. Since this will be my first fishing video to put out, I have no idea what I'm doing. So there may be a lot of quiet dead spots, but I'm still here. I wouldn't leave my poles. This spot here is only about 6 miles from my house. So I picked it just to save on gas. And there's fish all over this lake, so they might as well be here too. The gentleman and his little boy just came by moments ago. They're fishing out on the end of this dock. So I'm just going to sit up here at the other end of the dock and stay out of their way. The dad's fishing and the kiddo is doing what kiddos do. Pretty nice today, but it's really windy. It's starting to lay down more now, but it's been 25 and 30 with higher gusts all day. I've got a windbreak behind me, so looks like the wind's swirling up in here a little bit now. That means it's easterly. Calm down tonight, and then I think tomorrow, Saturday's supposed to be something up in the high 60s, and Sunday, believe it or not, it's predicted to be 91, but still with 15 to 25 mile an hour winds. probably put some music behind this, make it a little less boring. But I'm just enjoying the day. It's so nice to be outside. If we get a bite, that's just a bonus. I believe the next time out I'll plan a little better, and we'll try to get some gizzard shad. We got gizzard shad here in the lake, and I'll throw my cast net a little bit and see if I can get any. And if I'd have thought, I'd have brought a little crappie pole or perch pole along and tried to get some live bait. But again, it's just something I'm going to do for an hour or so. Well, we got a little bit of slack in that one on the left, and I think I'll cast the one on the right out a little farther. I threw it pretty short, trying different distances, and I think I'll do better if I get her out in a deeper channel. So, I'll be right back. Alrighty. Let's try it again. Oh, slacking that one already. Rolled over. Okay, they're tight enough for now anyway. Looks like we got enough wind that it's shaking the camera a little bit. I hope y'all don't get seasick. I'll bring a tripod next time. I've just got it on one of those gooseneck clips right now, sitting on the tailgate. Didn't realize it was moving until I turned around to notice a shift in wind. any fishing reports from around here recently. I just haven't talked to anybody that's been. But it is about time for the crappie to start spawning, I believe. They're catching a few of those, I understand, out by the marina, which is across the lake from where I am and a good half-mile back to the south. Well, no bites yet. I didn't hear anybody hollering saying, get number one. So, I'll have a snack. I'm kind of thinking the bite may not be hot and heavy today. But again, it's a pretty day. It's good to be here. And for you folks that use chicken, yes, I did use hand sanitizer twice since I baited up. So hopefully I'll be well. I think even if I speed this one up, it's going to be boring. They always say your first one's the worst. So, no way to go but up. Once I get the boat out here, well, of course I have to put in a trolling motor and a depth finders before I go. But the point that we see over here, big body of the lake turns around and goes south, dams on the south end. A little activity there. I thought it was a duck earlier, but I think that was a fish. Yep, carp. You guys got to see that because it's the most action we've had. But anyway, once I get the fishing over by that point, it only goes out just a little ways, 5-6 foot of water on a slope, and then it really drops off 30, 35. I believe that the deepest part of this lake is only about 50 feet deep. I'll check on those numbers so that next time I can be more accurate, giving you a better idea of the size of the lake and what all we have in it. But I'll probably fish those first 2 points, that one and the one just north of it on this cove, when I first get the boat out. After that, I'll just be searching around. I came out here in November when I first got the boat and motor running somewhat, and I did a drift off of the point that's on the north over here. And the only bait I had in there was something that I'd bought at Walmart probably 8 to 10 years ago. Remember, kind of a rectangular block, red in color. Can't remember what it said the scent was, but I tried it a couple of times and didn't have any luck. So it laid in the bottom of my gearbox that I keep all my channel cat stuff in. And I thought, well, we'll try that. I'll be darned if I didn't catch 2 fish using what I couldn't catch fish on 8 or 10 years ago. But first one weighed, guessing, I got a picture of it and a picture of that bait I used that I'll put in here somewhere at the front or the back or in the middle. And I think about 5 pounds, anyway, 4 to 6, safe guess. And I put him back in the water. And then, I don't know, 30, 40 minutes later, I caught one about 2 pounds, and I invited him to dinner. So I had fresh fish that night, but I've got enough in the freezer now that probably won't be keeping any for a while. And any big ones I get, I'll always be turning those back. I'm seeing a little bit of activity back up in the cove this way. Something's chasing shad, probably sand bass. We get a lot of those. And evening time like this, late afternoon, evening, they push the shad up in these shallows pretty good on this side of the lake. They're not real thick, but I just see one busting every now and then. Started over here. I knew it was so far over there, though, you'd never be able to see it on camera. But if they come up in a bunch and start acting crazy, you can see them all the way to the point. I mean, they really get after it sometimes. Hybrids and the sand bass, white bass. I understand that our hybrid population has died way, way off. So I guess what few stripers they put in here after they were gone, no more hybrids. Do have some real nice saugeye here. In fact, the Oklahoma State record was caught on this lake. It's quite some time ago. In fact, I can't remember when it was, but I think it was in the 90s. It was a 10-pound even, but still stands for the state record. I've caught some nice ones, but nothing close to 10. See a lot of folks on YouTube going live, since this is my first experience even trying to film one on my camera. I don't even know how to go live yet, but I'll go to YouTube or ask someone. Met a lot of nice folks in this community, really nice. I plan on doing a mail call just to show what some of the really nice stickers and things that I've gotten from folks already. And I've won some prizes in the drawings as well. In fact, the reel that's on the left pole is the only real catfish rig I've got, I guess. It's Ancient Mariner reel. And I won that one in a drawing on one of Becca Mudcamp's shows, and it had been donated by John Euler. So I want to thank both of them again, as I have in chats before, but it's a real nice one. Got good smooth action. I like the big crank handle on it as well. The rest of my fishing stuff is old bass rods and tackle that I used 25, 30 years ago. I do have a couple of reels that have the counters on them. Can't think of the brand right now, but I used them when I was trolling and dragging for the saugeye. So they're only about 8 years old, something like that. But my poles are just regular old bass rods. Two of them that I don't have with me right now are old flipping sticks. I think they telescope out of the handle, and they extend to about 7'6". So, but I know that my tackle will catch big catfish because one of my videos is a trip that my brother and I took my mom fishing, and she was using my rods and reels, and you'll see she caught some nice fish. So they're capable, but they're really not made for casting long distances with heavier lures and stuff. So over time I'll make some changes on those, but like I said, they work for me so far. It won't stop me from fishing, having other lures or other tackle. Might just hinder the progress some, but who knows? I am running 40-pound trilene big game for my main line, and I'm using 80-pound trilene big game for the leaders. I have on number 8 hooks on both of them, I believe. They're Gamakatsu. If I find out later that I've told you wrong on any of those things, I'll edit it or put it across the screen, or just apologize next time. I know when they're fishing live, you'll have people come in where you can visit in the chat. My daughter tells me I talk to myself all the time, but as you can see, there's been a whole lot of time here where I was pretty quiet. The carp are really jumping everywhere that time of day. I'd like to have a big carp. I don't know if they eat chicken, I doubt it. But I would put him in the freezer for some nice bait. I thought also I might try something a little different, and we've got a couple of jug lines. I'm gonna rig those up when I have the boat out. And we'll drop them off somewhere and go fishing and come back, check them every 2 or 3 hours, and just add that to the activities of that day. Be turning those loose too, unless something is deep hooks or something. We won't be wasting anything. I have no idea what time of day it is, but the sun is sliding down quite a bit. Nothing has even bumped into them. Wind is laying down real nice now, though. It shifted directions 2 or 3 times, but it's definitely slowing down. And during the summer, we'll do some night fishing too. After that gentleman and his son left the dock, I should have possibly moved down there, but after getting set up here, it's kind of hard to make myself relocate. I don't get around that well, and fishing alone, I definitely don't want to have another accident. I was really hoping that because it's getting towards evening time that possibly some of the catfish would move on up in here to feed. I'm definitely up on the flat. I didn't make either cast into the deepest part, but I should be near the ridge of it where it drops off. So if they come up in here, maybe they'll run into my baits. I'll give it a little more time. As long as the temperature don't start dropping too much, we'll sit and stay. When I do this next time, I'll have to wear my Palmetto Cats t-shirt to bring me some luck. Kevin catches some really nice fish. Maybe I can win by having his lucky shirt on. Now my lucky shirt. And tomorrow I think I'll stay at the house and at least try to get the trolling motor put on the boat. I'm going to go buy a couple of batteries, but I think I have everything else I need. Who knows? Maybe Sunday. Come out again. We want to fight the wind. Or I might find a launch somewhere where we won't be affected that much. I think Sunday, I know it's supposed to be south-southwest winds. I can't remember what Saturday was supposed to be. But it would be nice to try out the trolling motor. Also, I'll try to film while I'm doing the work on the boat. I've already done a little bit of me just stripping down the things I want to take off the boat and get out of the way. And my brother came down and helped me put a bimini top on it. just after I got it. Us old people need the shade when it gets hot. And if you're smart, you'll do it when you're young. I'll leave it at that. A little flock of small ducks come in there. Who said we didn't have any action? Would have been nice to at least get one bite. I can feel it getting a little bit cooler already. I'll give it a little more time. Well, if it hadn't have been for the ducks that flew through and a couple of fish jumping, I could have just taken a snapshot and did a voiceover and had it as interesting as it's been today. But I got some good fresh air. It's always nice to be outside. Can't complain about the weather. It's cooling off a little bit though. And guess I'll reel these things up and go fix some supper. But I'm glad to finally put together a video. Whether it works out good enough to use or not, we'll be able to tell when I get home. But if nothing else, happy birthday, Dad.